Hey, my Legion. Wow, chef kitches. There we go. Hey, my Legion. How you all doing today? Um, I did a live stream last night. Now, before that, I was going to do a live stream. Well, I found it. I had just by accident National Horror Movie Day yesterday, and I was trying to do like a really cool event of videos. I was trying to be a thumbnail, ended up being a video. It was just really a pain in the butt. It wasn't that long. It was a pain in the butt to get everything go together, and the sound and the voice and stuff to go together. And um, you know, eventually I got tired and I wanted to go to bed. I had a setup to do a StreamYard setup, do a live review. This movie right here, the history of metal and horror films, horror movies, and I don't know. I just went to sleep around like I don't know 4:30, 5 o'clock. I woke up like 8:30. I saw there was some live streams going on. Like I went back to bed. And my sister called me up around 9:30 because she's going to work and she wanted to talk. And I found out about that was still going on, so I deleted the broadcast for the live stream of this review because I didn't see the whole thing. It was on Internet Archive. Oh wait, so it's comedy. Oh, he did? Oh no. Oh, sorry to hear that, Gladys. How are you doing, Gladys? Um, yeah, I went ahead and just. I mean, well, first of all, I took off YouTube because I was like way over what I was supposed to start the thing. I looked on one of the studio that one of the comments, so that was a little bit easier to deal with that. Um, and it's just kind of weird because I ended up, getting sidetracked. I am doing another live stream, but I wanted to finish one. I did. I didn't even do a live. I didn't even do uh a main review like I usually do. I mean, I get distracted with like a bunch of different stuff involving like AI and stuff with Christina and well, it's not their fault or anything like that. My friend Todd, he went to that. I found a special for that Seltzer Smokehouse Meats, and I've got like the Lebanon bologna from like what the hell was it, Walmart, and he is lived close to there. He's like 15 minutes away. I was like, holy crap! He when he moved back to PA, yeah, he's like surrounded by a bunch of really cool places. Me, not as much, you know. Um, they had that warehouse, which is a little bit of a further drive, though, but still cool. And I told him there was a special there. There was like three of the I can't remember what it was though. He gave me a thing for it. Where's it at? You go downloads. Yeah, that's right here. It was a special discount, right? It was on. It was on Instagram this week. This week, I saw it. I saw. Oh God, I got to tell Todd about this because he lives close to there. Maybe we can get some stuff. It's like this week only get three of the 3 for $10 of the ends and uneven slice packs, which while supplies last, offered zone only, and there's a lot of meat there. It's just discounted because it's unevenly sliced or like the scraps and stuff. And they do sell it though for no waste and stuff. He's bought that before. Cause usually it's like around $5-6, but now it's like 3 for $10. And then I guess that happened last week because he went down there to try and get that discount. He said it happened last week, and he said it would happen last week, but they posted Instagram 2 days ago. It said, just why wouldn't you honor the sale when when they posted it just on Instagram? Yeah, I was saying like just so you know, this post 2 days ago, but would not honor the sale when I came in because the sale was over on the 18th. Just wanted to make sure social media manager was aware of this because they posted on They posted on Instagram late, so that was part of some of the ruckus too. Not ruckus, but you know what I mean. And where am I at? Oh, really? Well, he has a place here. I like him. Eden Village Peter. Oh yeah, because of shit he did. Yeah, yeah. Eden Village Peter did one. Yeah. Well, no one wants JB either. I mean, he's accepted by like a small group of people. On the whole, he'd be rejected because he's too much of a hothead. He's too irritable. He's too quick to anger. He said about me, but it's not true. JB's the one, and just hear it in his voice, the way he talks about regular stuff. Him and Tanya are not much different at all. Tanya's more vocal than he is, but I mean, he's still quick to anger just like she is. Um, and like I saw stuff said, my friend did that comic book cover of I did the John Candy thing of with Burp going, and then Christina went nuts. She loved it, and she was really happy with it. I collabed with her about it. We did some stuff. I was just talking back and forth, and she was really happy about that. And I know, what was it? That, and then like he sent me a thing for Lebanon Baloney. He sent me a thing of like the people dancing in for that. And I didn't know that he sent me two versions. And the first I put was not the shorts version. And shorts version have copyright protection for the song. If I post the long version up, and then he posts me an unedited version of the very first clip of those people with the fish or something coming in, which is really bizarre. So I got a couple other things I could put on that too, you know. But if I put like the long shorts version, the regular YouTuber, I just have to pick another song. That's no big deal. And then that one song he had with those guys coming was just silent, anyways, which is cool. So I'm going to put off my review of the history of metal and horror movies. By now, I'm here to review it. It was on because I got Amazon for a little bit, and it was like a week for $1.99. I said, why not? Got a couple things, and with that one, oh, what was it? Now I forgot. It was yeah, Amazon. It was like a list of movies and stuff. I looked for like heavy metal horror movies. Well, I wanted to see the John Candy thing first. That was first. They have Canadian Bacon. I'll probably watch that too, unless they have it on what was it, Tubi or something like that, and a whole bunch of other horror films on there and stuff and cool stuff. And I looked up heavy metal horror films, see if there's anything new, and there was something called the History of Metal and Horror. That sounded really cool. And then they have something called Screenbox now, which I guess they're trying to like. It's supposed to be something to compete with Shutter. You know, John has Shutter, and it's kind of silly to buy both. Have two streaming services, though. You know what I mean? And now I guess that was exclusive to Screenbox. So I mean, that was one you had to pay for on Amazon. Like no, and I was looking to see if I could stream it anywhere. And thankfully, they have an Internet Archive. Internet Archive is kind of tough to search for stuff on, but I mean, you have to do a Google search for stuff. You know, look for a name of a movie, then put Internet Archive. It might be there. Internet Archive. There's no like nothing about like violence or anything like that, to my knowledge. I mean, within reason, you know. And it was on there, and I was fascinated to see it. I had my idea of what the movie was going to be about was different than what I thought it was. You know, it wasn't like a. Well, I was surprised to see how many metal stars were in there. There's something I didn't expect to be in there, see in there. It first started out with like this one person. It's like the end of the world, kind of. This one person, like just big trench coat and stuff, was like trying to gather food and stuff, and then just searching through stuff. He saw this box called History and these VHS tapes. So he took it with him. He took a couple. I bet it was like beat up canned of baked beans. That's what I'm assuming, like Ed Gein type thing. And he went to this place, this big, I don't know, like a big room that had like this digital stuff that had like VHS players in it. And I mean, they drugged this out. The first 6 minutes were drugged out. It wasn't funny. And they was like a history of gardening. He put that in there. I mean, it was a beautiful one. They just took it out, no big deal. And it was like the history of something. And then there was history of proctology, and the guy said his history of proctology. And you see him like put a glove on. That was supposed to be funny. That shit wasn't funny at all. And they put something like called the history of heavy metal in, right? And nothing happened. He wanted to take it out, and it started like it started freaking out. He couldn't take it. It shocked him. So he took another VHS. He put on one underneath the history of heavy metal, and then it started. And then you see Michael Berryman come up, and you find out that the guy that the person did it was a guy. I think this would have worked better with a female, in my opinion. And maybe it was the end of the world, and you see Michael Berryman come up, and he started talking about this was like 5 minutes. So they killed like 5 minutes, right? And because that stuff was all slow moving. If you watch the rest of the movie, you'll see it. The first like 5, 6, 7 minutes are very slow. And then speed up. And then, first 5 minutes are, then Michael Berryman comes on, then he saves the movie. But the first 5 minutes are like kind of bland because the actor, is horrible. Playing like he was terrible. They should have just had a female on there, active female. Well, that would make sense because the last part on Earth it should be a female because they keep the species going. Well, no, they couldn't because there's no other man in there. Well, it don't matter. Don't matter. So he starts talking about like horror movies, right? And they have like all these theologians and stuff. They start going back to like the horrific images and those really disturbing. I mean, this is stuff that bothers me. Disturbing photos, old paintings in the Bible where like they had like the demon like pick up a body, like bite it like half off. I mean, you might have seen those things. That was some of the most disturbing artwork I've ever seen in my life. It still bothers me to this day. Like seeing with like the demons eating people and the devil eating people. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the artwork. I can't describe it, but it was messed up. And they start going from there, and they start talking about like violence and stuff, and they eventually start talking about horror films. Then they start with the like the silent stuff, like the original Frankenstein, not the Boris Karloff, but the old one from like 1918, maybe something. That's like a half-hour show or something. I never seen it. And they talk about like they show stuff from like Nosferatu. Oh, he did. Oh, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did, Gladys. I'm sure he did. And they start eventually going up to like the Universal Monsters, and you see like people talking about it. Mostly like theologians at first, the movie appreciates people. They see Rob Zombie and some more familiar faces of Chris Jericho then later on. And they go through like a whole gamut of history, and then they say, now here's the gamut of heavy metal. And they have a lot of heavy metal band members on there. There's Kirk Hammett, Phil Anselmo. Oh God. One of the guys from the Ramones is on there. They mentioned punk and hard rock too. I mean, it's like a combination of that. Yeah, that's all from the same genre because just like with heavy metal, you go like thrillers or suspense, horror, thrill, suspense. It's all the same. It's all the same. God damn, it's all the same. What do you want to call it? It's all the same genre. I mean, it's like different building blocks form the foundation that is heavy metal, or the building blocks for the foundation, which is the world of horror films. And they talk about how like usually people who love horror movies love heavy metal and vice versa. That was a big thing. And they went through a whole bunch of lists of horror films and heavy metal. They had like Ghost AD was on there. Twiggy Ramirez was on there. I didn't even recognize him without the makeup though, and he looks very very intelligent though. 'Cause I never could tell with the character on Marilyn Manson. The way I couldn't tell. He's a hugely intelligent. You know, you see like Kane Hodder in there, Sid Haig, Gunnar Hansen, the guy who did Metalocalypse, and all three of those people passed away. It said like in loving memory to all these three people. But I was still Sid Haig was still in like I don't know. I mean, his health looked okay now. His health looked bad in Three from Hell. I know that his last movie. He only was in a small part. Um, and they have like people like you see like they have like Nick Castle and they have Dick Warlock, and those are the very first the very two original shapes, which is shape is Michael Myers. That's what they call him. And Nick Castle was in the first Halloween. Dick Warlock is in the second one. The second Halloween's still my favorite. I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I still think second one's my favorite. And he was in Killer in Halloween 3. He with no makeup, he looked more. He was like an android killer than that one. A lot of people hated Halloween 3, but I think Halloween 3 was like a standalone film because what they wanted to do was, well, they wanted to make a Halloween 2, you know, because the first one made money. And after that, they wanted to make like an anthology series that came out once a year. That's what originally Halloween 3 was supposed to be, like an anthology type series. And then that flopped really bad and it never came about. I wonder how much it did make. Let me look. Okay, well, let me look up. No, I'm not gonna leave that. Why would I leave that? Let's see, Halloween 3. I'll say budget, box office, Halloween 3. I'll type on here. Because that became a cult classic. I saw it. When I saw it, I loved it. I didn't see it right away. Oh, well, that wasn't too horrible. It said Halloween 3 Season of Witch had a production budget of $2.5 million and earned $14.4 million at the domestic box office. Despite turning a profit, it was considered a disappointment compared to either earlier entries in the franchise. Yeah, I mean that's still not bad. Okay, Halloween 2. Let's see, Halloween 2. I love Halloween 2. They call it The Nightmare's Not Over. Well, I'm so not used to calling it that. Let's see what Halloween 2 they said about Halloween 2. But okay, well, they still made $2.5 million. They made $25 million. Not bad. Okay, original Halloween. Oh, Halloween went through the roof. I'm pretty sure the original one. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did much better. I mean, it was like I was on a shoestring budget. It was made on a shoestring budget of 325,000, which is still a lot of money, but it looked great. Yeah, I'm earning 70 million worldwide. We had one of the most profitable independent films ever. That's cool. Anyways, from there they go into, but they have like a whole bunch of great guests. Butcher babies or butcher babes. Some of the females on there. Mostly, I mean, there's females on there too, not just guys. One of the historians was a female. They have Linnea Quigley's on there, who's getting older, but not bolder. Older, but definitely bolder. Um, and they talk about horror films, and they talk about like the intertwining of the two. They talk about horror movie conventions. Uh, and they talk about like how they kind of combine. They have Mark. They talk about heavy metal horror films to an extent, but they don't like. I mean, because that's what I actually thought that this was going to be an examination of heavy metal horror films. You know, and there's something that mentioned like Rocktober Blood. They mentioned that. There was a couple they had mentioned, but they mentioned like well, Phantom of the Paradise. I guess was like a rock opera. type thing, which kind of like was a horror film thing. Well, it was a horror film, but I mean, I guess it's been all the stuff. I guess. Then I went to Terror on Tour, Black Roses. I never saw Terror on Tour. I've seen the other ones. I've seen Hard Rock Zombies was fantastic. Just the old ones, not the newer ones. But they still make newer ones like Heavy Trip and stuff. They don't make. They're not talking about those. Rock and Roll Nightmare. Yeah, they did kick JB out. Who would want JB anyways? I don't. I don't want JB anywhere around me. For real. He blew it with me. And shit. No, I mean they didn't go to like the more modern day rock and roll horror films. Like Deathgasm. Deathgasm's mentioned in the they show clips from it in the movie, but they don't show the title. Um and you know, it was weird because they didn't mention Trick or Treat. Oh, he mentioned Kiss Meets Family Park. They mentioned that too. They didn't mention Trick or Treat a little later on in the movie. They have Mark Price, Skippy from Family Ties, who looks a little bit heavier, right? He's really scrawny and he was skinny in like Trick or Treat. And he was in the Killer Tomatoes Go to France. I've seen all those. I've never seen Killer Tomatoes Strike Back. I can't find it anywhere. I had a chance to buy both of those on DVD. I said, nah, I'm spending too much money. They were $5 a piece. I should have gotten them. I did again. I sent them back. I regret ever since. Hey, fella. He's with he's with Culture Club. Yeah, yeah. He's with something. And it was really interesting movie. And then I don't want to give away any part of the wraparound story, even though it was only cool because Michael Berryman was cool. I mean, he looked goofy in the outfit though, because he wasn't in the outfit. They had to move his face around stuff like that, so that made it look goofy. But I think the actor that was horrible, god awful. Not Michael Berryman, but the survivors of this apocalypse. They should have had a female. That might have not to bring out just to make it interesting. I think she would have carried herself much better than this guy was. I thought the guy was incredibly boring though. Thankfully, he wasn't in that much. But the first 5 minutes is really slow. If anything, like to speed up the pace of the movie, they would cut out the first 5 minutes. Or the wraparound story is okay because he said like Michael Berryman like says like, okay, this segment's next, this segment's next, this segment's next. Yeah, it wraps up. However, the first 5 minutes are very, very slow. Very slow. They could have done it a different way, but I mean, it's just up to me. That's just my opinion. Um, so regardless, I was gonna do like I said, I was gonna do this yesterday, but I was just like, yeah, I was just tired at work. I didn't feel like it, you know. Like, yeah, I gotta upload that. Like I said, a bunch of stuff happened with like the Burp Girl comic book cover, which was really cool. I can do a video about that sometime. Um, just other wonderful stuff. And yeah, I like the movie a lot. You know, it mentioned Jaws, but it didn't mention Orca. You could have mentioned Orca maybe, but there's so many horror movies they could have mentioned. But I mean, you only have so much time. Just like with the Metal Stars, they had a lot. I mean, they had a lot of people. I was surprised who all they had. They had Kirk Hammett. Um, they had Guar was on it. Two of the members of Guar was on there. Like I said, they had Chris Cannibal Owens from Cannibal Corpse. Corpse Grinder Owens, I mean, Corpse Grinder Owens. And it was really cool. They had a guy from Ghost AD. They had the Misfits who were on there. It was really a good show and very informative. I just think the first five. I just don't like. The only problem I have with that guy that was in the wraparound story. That's it. He was just boring. Everything else about the movie is great. I think the first 5 minutes drag, but it's not like it's super horrifically boring. But I mean, they could have cut down on that. You know, if anyone says there any, like say like, okay, the movie's running too long. We have to get 5 minutes out. Why don't you cut out the beginning 5 minutes and then just make it like condense it into something, and then make a little bit of cuts here and there. What do you mean? Yeah, I did come up for JB. Yep, exactly. Not just what's his face dog karma, But I mean, that's what I mean. Oh, Karma Chameleon too. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's being a dick, and then that's what he gets. You know, and I think I'm this horrible, rotten person. I'm not. That's why he did a live stream last night. And Tom was nice enough to come up here. And I got a chance to talk to him, and he changed the subject though. So I don't want to talk about those assholes all the time. It's just they're just wrong about me. Yeah, it's just a point of being really, really stupid. I mean, the amount of the lying and the assumptions about me is beyond compare. And people are like, why is you mean Seaglass? Did you read the shit she's been saying about me? I made it like a short video, like a 87-second video. Could have been much longer if I wanted to be. You know, but I mean, she's just a god awful person. That's all. That's all it is. Is that all there is? That's all it is, my friend. We'll go dancing. But I mean, Alice Cooper was in the show too. Dave Mustaine was in it. D. Schneider was in it. And they talked about some other stuff like he talked about like the controversy through Satanic Panic, where they had like what was it, the video nasties in Britain, where the horror films like you get arrested for having it, and they had like the PMRC, the Parental Music Resource Committee, or whatever it was. They had like the top 15 dirty songs, and some of those like someone like dressed me up for Madonna, really, and she bought from Christian Lauper. We're in there, and then like I took a Photoshop of some of those. I took a photo and screenshot of it. But just like weird stuff in there, And they had oh god, what did they have? Look. I'll read it off to you guys. See screenshots. Let's see. I don't know if it'll take a screenshot. Oh, it did. Did it? Yeah. Oh shit. Hold on. Yeah, I did. I'll read the top filthy 15, and they'll say like what it's for. They'll have like its rating and stuff. So I know X is X rated, V is violence. I don't know. I'm not sure what O is. DA, I'm not sure what DA is. Oh, wait, they do have it. They do have it at the bottom. Okay, V is violence. DA is drugs and alcohol. Okay, O is occult. Oh, well, occult, come on. X is profane or sexually explicit, and then, the proposed thing right there. Okay. And if anyone remembers Prince, they know what he was going to have. But I mean, these are just heavy metal and pop songs, right? And there was Judas Priest with "Eat Me Alive" from Defenders of Faith. They got X rating. The song Battler, Bastard from Motley Crue had a V for violence. And of course, Prince's Darling Nikki. I mean, that was going to be on there. That was X rating. Sugar Walls for Sheena Easton was X rating. That song played on the radio. That song was dirty. It was all double entendre though, but that song played on the radio though. The song for Wasp, Animal Fuck Like a Beast, X rating. Merciful Fate, Into the Coven, that was a O for a cult. I didn't know they were doing a cult shit. That's what surprised me. Okay, Vandy was Strap On, Robbie Baby, X rating. Never heard that song. High and Dry for Def Leppard, Drugs and Alcohol. And we're not going to take for Twisted Sister the V for Violence. That's so PG rated song. I was all over the place. I don't think any parents would be like, well, they might. I don't think parents would be really concerned about that song, of everything. Sheep Bop, Cyndi Lauper, and then Dress You Up for Madonna, both X for sexual. I don't think people would think those are that bad. Let Me Put My Love Into You from AC/DC, that X rating. I know they had one for them. Of course, Trash from Black Sabbath, one of my favorite songs, Drugs and Alcohol. Mary Jane Girls with My House. I remember that was X rated. And then Venom was Possessed, a 0 for a cult. But I guess that was a filthy 15. So in case you want to know, you don't know. I might do a video about that sometime. It might be interesting. People might be interested in finding that out. Well, I'm surprised we're not going to take it within that. Give me a break. I mean, that was just like a that was a very humble song though, and it wasn't like that was like PG rated though. I mean, it wasn't bad though. Or She Bop or something, or Dress Me Up. Those weren't bad songs. They said they're too dirty though. Like that. I mean, thankfully that was all overdone with. You know, I remember when I was in high school. They had that in there. The PMRC was like, oh no. I hope because I was home and they were having a big show about it. I watched it. Hope mom doesn't see this one. She won't let me listen to anything. She didn't listen to it, to my knowledge, And, because this is before, I got out really on my own with the army and stuff. And then I made up for all that stuff. I did buy a couple of metal albums before that, like Peace Sells, Who's Buying. There was one, the heavy metal thing that had a song Heaven Hell on it, which I really liked. Find Out from K-Tel. Death Angels, Ultraviolence. That was like my first thrash album, I think. I remember hearing a song "Voracious Souls" on Night Rocks. That would be the late night, all night video music video show. I mean, but that was back in the 80s. And when I was still in school, and then like I know it like I'd wake up and get ready for school. Well, I'd wake up early, right, and make breakfast sometimes. I wake up 5 o'clock. Trying to make 200 dollars, I make breakfast and dad myself. And I thought mom would kill me for getting up early. She didn't say nothing. And then they had from 5 to 6 they showed heavy metal, so I'd watch heavy metal while making like fries and eggs and stuff like that. Toast. Yeah, they all joined the Country Club. Yeah, the village people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure they did, Gladys. I mean, I thought the show was really good. The only thing bad about it was that guy that one Survivor guy. He was horrible actor, and I thought he was just incredibly boring. They should have had a female instead of that, And it ended. I don't know. It ended kind of cool. I mean, that guy was just boring though, and Michael Berry looked very goofy the way he was in there, but it worked. It served its purpose, I think. But I liked the movie. I give it like a 9.90 out of 10. Just the first 5 minutes really dragged. They could have condensed that a certain way. And they should have replaced that actor at the beginning, put like a girl in there. Side of that was wonderful. I mean, like almost a perfect 10. 9.90. It's still a little bit concrete, so I don't know if I'm right. Oh, what's you got face gonna be here or not? Are you doing the light bulbs for Walkowitz? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what we're doing it then. So see. But I mean, that's what it was. I got a 9.90 out of 10 for the history of metal and horror movies. It's really good. They could have went on in another direction. They could have done anything. I mean, it started off slow. Basically, when they interview these different people, and they got a lot of big metal stars. If you didn't know, you know these people. It was cool. Now he didn't mention Philip Samba was on there. He did not mention the movie The Pit. Cause I remember I did a review of The Pit, and I know his ex-wife, Stephanie Steph Opal, Steph Opal, right? Or then her name is Stephanie Weinstein, which I think is kind of funny. And we've been friends for a while because she found out about me whenever he was working for the band Necrophagia, and that she was doing keyboards and stuff. I remember doing a recipe for Killjoy, the singer of Necrophagia, and she found out about me through there. And we started talking on Facebook, not on Discord or like that, or on regular things when we'd have like a event here, and then be cleared out after it's done, and we just apply the empty parking lot. It was cool. And I just thought it was really cool because she worked with him on the band in the music video for Necrophagia. She was in a couple of them, and she was really cool. I always wanted to do a review with her, and then it never worked out. I don't know if she's still there, but she's not doing videos. She said bullying is getting too much. But I mean, she was like an amazing person, and yeah, she was cool. I mean, I knew her. I know her birth and stuff. But I also, you meet a couple of celebrity friends and stuff. It's not bad. And I got pictures taken with the Bill Knotts, Bill Murray's nephew. I mean, Don Knotts' nephew, which was cool. That was awesome. So, I mean, I guess that's it. Like a 9.90 out of 10 for the history of metal horror movies. I was going to review this yesterday on National Horror Movie Day, but I just fell asleep. I would get kind of frustrated with AI too. I mean, because it was kept telling me what to do. I kept saying, going back and forth. He put me he was going to set that thumbnail again, right? Because he kept screwing it up. It said for you, I can't open it up. Open it up. And what else happened? Well, basically that's about it. Um, it was a good show. I really enjoyed it. I was just tired. Like, crazy. I gotta get some sleep. I slept okay for a while, and then it just goes back to like I saw Daniel live. I saw Morgan was live. Morgan Ravenwolf, not Morgan, the other Morgan. But I was gonna watch her, right? Because she's nice to me. And it said like happening like 10:30, right? And Dana was already live. And it was like 10:30, and I slept, I woke up, I went back to bed. Then I woke up again, it said like still waiting for Morgan. I hit refresh and I hit subscription, and then her stream ended like about 13 minutes before. Like crap. It was like maybe like 26 minutes. Didn't want anything that bad. But it was cool seeing her live again. She's really nice. And the whole thing with the Seltzer's meat thing being messed up and him sending me a video, there's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. And lost a lot of idiots. Exactly, Gladys. But I mean, like I said, I thought the history of metal horror movies was great. It was fantastic. Just a little bit of stuff. That one guy who started sucked. But I'm not going to play the whole movie. I'm going to take it. Not a perfect 10, but 9.90 out of 10. You know? So I guess that's it, everybody. Hope you like this video. Bye. Till next time, please take care, everybody. Okay, let's see. Put this back up there. Oh, it stopped. Let me go 38, 30. Okay, let's do that. Get a few more minutes. But I mean, this is a live view I meant to do yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I just didn't feel like it. Sometimes you just don't feel it. And Miller saying like he couldn't keep up with me and stuff like that. Usually, whenever YouTube becomes a chore, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore, and that's when it gets bad. So just try to do what you're comfortable with doing and stuff. So, like video by tonight, so please take care of Lee. Good night, everybody. Good night.